Alright, so I'm waiting on it to stop raining and stay stopped raining, and I'm watching this video about physics, like I do. Conservation of energy and momentum and yada yada yada. And I'm learning about this woman who was convinced that Einstein had to be wrong about one of his equations. And I'm saying, of course he was. Just because he developed and figured out relativity doesn't mean that he had time to be good at thinking in terms of it yet. I developed my metaphysical and metacosmological schemata 25 years ago. That doesn't mean that I'm good at thinking in them yet. It takes generations to get good and thinking in these higher terms of mathematics and models of the universe. Of course it didn't occur to him that just because he invented gravitational waves, it didn't occur to him that the distortion in time and space of moving bodies in the universe is a wave. It comes in waves. It's not just because you model it in 3D and you draw it and you're like, okay, it displaces this much space and time space. Doesn't mean that when that begins moving in 4 dimensions that it doesn't create ripples and waves, and that the gravity closing in behind it, the time space closing in behind the moving object, doesn't create wobbles and ripples and waves. It's so funny because I end up arguing about this very thing with Gemini about particle physics and about astrophysics and about relativity, which means that that's absolutely something that PhDs still struggle to grapple with, even though they have the data, the math. Just because you have the equation doesn't mean you understand how to think in terms of the equation. This is why parents are so mad at new math. New math is asking you to find different ways to solve than using the equation or the algorithms that your parents know. And then the parents look at that and they go, I don't know how to think about math in different ways than I was taught it. And which is why your teachers told us that we weren't allowed to use calculators until we demonstrated we could do the math easily in our heads. Now, I was the only person who took that seriously. But look what it allowed me to do. It doesn't come with a PhD, and it doesn't come with the reward like Veritasium gets of thousands and thousands of dollars a month from sponsors and rich donors. It comes with a tent with a hole in it, waiting for the rain to end. But you can arrive for yourself the same way I arrived for myself, and the same way that Einstein arrived for himself, at the idea that space outside of our planet isn't empty nothing. It's actually a kind of gravitational fluid. And yeah, if you throw a ball as hard as you can into the vacuum of space, it will eventually get caught up into a kind of gravitational stasis. It's neat.